welcome to my channel, Crystal Collective Tarot. Today I'm doing a Lenormande reading on Putin. So this is going to be a learn with me because I am still learning this spread. Okay, so if you haven't watched one of these videos yet, the Lenormande is a particular deck of cards. And the Grande Tableau is a spread that uses the whole deck. So we will be laying out this whole deck, and there's all kinds of things that you can look at within this spread to get all kinds of information. Okay, can we see into Putin through the Grande Tableau spread? Can we see into Putin, Vladimir Putin, through the Grande Tableau? So I'm going to lay all the cards out first before we begin to look at all the different connections that we can look at. I'm so stupid. I don't remember. First of all, I need to look. Is that good? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so it's 8 by 4, 4 rows of 8, and then with the 5th row of 4 cards. Well, it doesn't look good with finances with the ships here. I'll go over all the different ways we can look at this, but that's just something I saw right away. Okay, so Putin will be signified by the gentleman. Okay. Geez, he's committed to this conflict. That's right away. So looking at the 4 corners, we look at the 4 corners. Is there a conflict here with, does he want to continue this conflict or not? Because I feel the lady is Ukraine. The birch rod is the conflict. Lilies can be passionate. It could just be he's passionate about expansion of empire. So that's the overall energy. So he's very loyal, I feel, to this conflict. Like he's dedicated. Let's look at the 4 cards of fate. Actually, no, let's look at, sorry, I'm jumping around here. Let's first look at Putin, okay? So the future, it looks good. It looks like things are going good for him. But we only have one card to see. So it may be that he's coming close to the end of a cycle. Now, I've not read this anywhere that if the significator is at the end, it's the end of a cycle. And if it's at the beginning, it's the beginning of a cycle. But that's something I have been intuiting to read it as when that does happen. Let's look at the past to the left. So this could be a woman in his life, actually, with the love here. Yeah, a lot of happiness and contentment, but then there's cloudiness, and the ring to the left signifies trouble. So it looks like troubles in relationships in the recent past, relationship with female members of his family or his wife have soured recently in the past, but there may be a recovery of that. The conscious, what's in his mind, is this conflict, is this war. I feel he really believes that he believes his own deception, or he believes the US is deceptive, which, well, we know that's what he believes, but, and the US is deceptive, but so is Putin. This could be him being the fox, this wily fox, swooping into Ukraine. Yeah, causing a lot of suffering and pain and sadness. What's on his unconscious mind? There's nothing underneath that. The top left diagonal from Putin is conscious influences. Okay, I'm getting inaccurate news because this is news, this is solutions to problems, and this is, this can be intuition and emotions running high, but I'm wanting to read this as like information that isn't correct, that is obscured or hidden. The unconscious influences is, yeah, more information. It's this information he's getting, these messages, news, intelligence, and that's influencing both conscious and unconscious. We have messages in both. His conscious possibilities, he really thinks he can win and be successful. Win, okay, I hate using that word. I don't know what word to use, but yes, I'm a believer that there are no winners in war. Everybody loses, but in his mind, he thinks he can win, okay? And maybe he'll take whatever he wants in Ukraine, like he took Crimea, and in 2014, let's see, corners, we did the corners, which is the context, the overall context of the situation, of the person. The heart of the matter is the 4 cards in the center. This is the core of the question or situation, and it's the essence or answer and outcome. So this is a predictive portion of the reading, new beginnings. Solutions to obstacles, obstacles overcome, change. Interesting, we have new friendships. That was in the Collective World reading, which we'll post. I actually did that reading first, but it's going to post after this one. New allies, new friendships. Coming up with solutions, having new beginnings. Yeah, new allies, new partnerships. Oh, that makes sense why that's the heart of the situation, with the conflict being around the edges on the context here. Because, look, this is how I see it. Right now, the world order is ruled by the United States, and yeah, the United States sucks and we do a lot of bad stuff. China and Russia, it'd be even worse if they took over, but that's what they have their eye on. That's what this is talking about. New relationships, overcoming obstacles, solutions to problems. Yeah, forging new alliances. That part about forging new alliances, and with it being connected with the context of this commitment to this conflict, it's a part of this plan to rearrange the world order so that Russia and China are on top, which would be far worse. There would be like no free speech. It'd be so much worse. We got problems. Our government has problems and does messed up stuff, but we don't want, trust me, we don't want this to happen. So, but this is looking into the next 2 to 3 months. And just because they do succeed in forging new alliances and friendships doesn't necessarily mean they'll succeed in the bigger plan Russia and China have together. Let's look at the 4 cards at the bottom. These are the cards of fate. Now, I was reading the whole entire Lenormande reading as being for an 8 to 12 week span. If somebody out there knows more about this spread than me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I only read that in reference to the cards of fate, that the cards of fate apply 8 to 12 weeks from present and are predictive, but I also kind of felt like the whole spread should be read that way. Maybe I'll do some research and see what I can find. But let's go ahead and read these 4 cards of fate. These are predictive. Okay, so loss of money, loss of life, loss of health. Loss of stability and money. I'm being biased with this. I think I might need to clarify these 4 with tarot here. I mean, it does make sense to read these 3 in the negative because of the presence of the coffin, which is why I'm reading them in the negative. If this were a positive card, I would want to read them all in the positive. Can we clarify what the message of the 4 cards of fate is saying? Make sure I smudge these. What is this? Can we clarify the 4 cards of fate? Chariot, Guru. I kind of feel like this wants to come out too. Okay, so let's look at what we have. This is about money, finances, growing money, growing one's resources, putting in the work. This is somebody being very guarded and cautious and very protective of themselves. That does fit Putin. He's, doesn't trust anyone. Poisons anyone that questions him. We have the Chariot, so there's changes. Okay, with these 2, I'm getting him. First of all, I'm thinking of an image of him recently, like, I don't know, doing something with the church and getting support by the Church of Russia. And then what popped in my head is like he wants to try to change this perception, at least to the Russian people. He wants to be seen as like this like almost like a guru, like a religious, great person, saint or something even. So that's interesting. And then we have 5 of Pentacles and 8 of Swords. So this is losses of money. This coincides well with the coffin here. Loss of money, loss of health. Okay. Can be literal ending. But with this, maybe it's just a loss of money and feeling trapped and restricted and limited. Okay, and with the anchor and the fish, I feel like it's talking about clarifying the coffin here where there will be losses, which fits in with these cards and what they're saying here. Loss in money, a loss in stability. This is money, this is fortune, financial prospects, this is stability. And this is some kind of message, some news bringing either good or bad, depending on what is here. And with the coffin, I feel like it brings out the negative aspects of all 3 of these cards. So it's not news that is good, and there are losses. Too bad we don't have much to see ahead of here, especially with this conflict here. I really wanted to see. Let's see what else we can see, though, with different areas. He's still gonna, I think, for the most part, have the respect of the Russian people. I'm looking at the Moon card. So let me explain. The 9-card spreads can be read within this Grand Tableau. And so it's any group of 3 by 3 cards, with the center card being the focus or theme of the reading. So if you want to know, we wanted to know more about this conflict, we would have this be the center and read the cards all around it. We want to look at money. We would look at ship or fish. Okay, and see what's around it. We see a lot of trouble here. And reading these 4 as the cards, the 4 of Fate. I don't think we can read these in the 9, but we do have the clouds above here. So it could be cloudiness and darkness in business connections, whatever his connections are for money. Let's see, what else do we want to look at? I really just wanted to see if, like, Putin was going to be taken out of power. I don't see that here with this, but this is also predictive here, so I'm hopeful that could be still a possibility. Let's ask, I want to ask the tarot, what comes after this lilies? I want to see what comes after it. I'm going to check, make sure all the cards are in frame. I thought they were, but I just wanted to make sure. Okay, let's see. What comes after the lilies for Vladimir Putin? Maybe it'll be the Tower and the 9 of Swords. What will happen for Vladimir Putin? What's coming after these lilies? Oh my God, there's the 9 of Swords, you guys. What's coming for Vladimir Putin after the lilies? Yeah, so he's getting close to the end of a cycle. Changes. Let's get one more card. 2 more, and then this one too. I was really trying to get that other card. The Tower. Well, even though we didn't get the Tower, he might be experiencing a Tower moment. That was in the collective reading as well. What order did these come out in? Okay, we have a lot of depression, suffering, anxiety, things not going well. So it's like, yeah, he's optimistic and everything, but then bam. Somebody is interested in his offer. It could be these allies he was trying to connect with, or it could be the people of Russia. It could be him withdrawing from the public eye. There's movement, there's changes here. We have the Devil, the King of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. I feel like this is like his own mind, like he's chained to his own mind or his own beliefs or perspective. There may be some type of Can we see further what's happening? Can we clarify what's happening after the lilies? Like working on rebuilding his wealth behind closed doors, so he'll still be alive, but he's gonna suffer mentally. I mean, it's probably over these losses here. I wonder if he makes money off of drug trafficking. You know, there's the reading I did on Ukraine. I had something come out and I laughed at myself because I thought it sounded ridiculous about something about drug trafficking in Ukraine. I had no idea that actually is a thing, and it's actually like the #1 like hub or drug trafficking center for drugs moving into Eastern Europe, I guess, which is, I didn't know that, but maybe that's what these 3 cards are talking about. Like he might be at the very top of that. Or maybe that's what he's wanting to have some control over. Though I think the theory is pretty good that he wants to just expand the empire. But there could be, like, maybe that's where he gets a lot of his money. You know, he gets a lot of money, I think, from, I don't know, all the various resources and things, like probably oil and gas. I don't know what else Russia has or exports. Could be addiction to power, to greed of power, being domineering, controlling. This is like the negatives of these cards here. Violent, aggressive. It's like an addiction. It's like a power trip. Okay, I'm just going to grab 2 more cards. 3 more. Oh, 4 more, I guess. Ace of Cups, Justice, the World, Queen of Cups. It could be that that he's brought to justice here. That there's a new beginning. For the world. What is this message here? I feel like this is just a totally different message. I asked for clarifying. Magician, Queen of Cups. I'm hearing Master Manipulator. Maybe he's able to bring himself back after this. He's able to manipulate other leaders. Yeah, I think maybe he's going to stay in power. Maybe I'll do this reading again in 3 more months. I'll do a reading on Xi Jinping and Trump sometime in the next month or so. So I guess I kind of really just wanted to see if Putin was going to be taken out of power in some way or lose his power. It looks like it might just be a loss of money and stability. This could be a stability of power or stability of the country or his control over it, you know, loss of control. Let's see what these are. These kind of flipped over. Yeah, Russia's really good with their propaganda. I think that's what that was about. Yeah, they're really good with it. Okay. Well, I guess that's all I'm going to do because I don't have interest in looking at anything else here. Maybe some obstacles in health here. But yeah, he's like obsessed with this whole conflict. It's on his conscious mind. It's on the 4 corners of the overall energy. And then this here with the new partnerships, new allies. Anyway, I just repeated what I already said. So yeah, I think that's all I'm going to look at. I don't really want to look at anything else. I just wanted to see that. So I guess I will finish this reading off and just leave it at that. Oh, one more thing. In the Grand Tableau, you can read rows of 5. So I'm just going to see if I can see any lines of 5 that stand out. Sometimes they do. Yeah, I think he'll overcome whatever losses, whatever financial losses he takes. I was just reading these 5 as new beginning, solutions to problems with money, loss of money, harm to your money, and then overcoming grief, happiness, surmounting grief. Like a fox, he steals the hope away from the people. With those 2. With the messages that are delivered. Yeah, disguising this all as progress, as solutions to problems. Yeah, okay, so that's all I'm going to look at. Thank you so much if you tuned in to looking at this. And sorry if we didn't get too much out of this. I know there's so much we could have looked at in this. I think I'm just done tapping into this energy here. And yeah, thank you so much. I wish you many blessings. Take care. Bye.